Hello. Uh, my god. I'm very annoyed at the audio right now, because it just blew my eardrums out. So I turned it all the way down, and now it's like non-existent. Hello, Hank. Hope you had a good weekend. There we go. Let's play it safe, turn it down a scooch. Alright. So the next game I'm playing is called Ghostwire Tokyo, and they released this prelude for it, and I don't know what it is, but the screenshots make it look like a visual novel or something. So here we go. Okay, question marks. Oh, Rinko. God damn it. Rinko! Erika! No one wants to talk about it, but it's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How's a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. Oh, that was supposed to be narration? I thought this kid was talking. The Kirigaoga vanishing, the Marunouchi vanishing, the bathroom vanishing. What do I do? Oh! Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled The Kirigaoka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of dark fog in the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. Yeah, believe it or not, Shibuya is just a very, very popular place in Japan. At the scene, all we found were clothes of a mother and a son, left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine. A parent and her child is just gone. Precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I'd ever felt. As if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime. A group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own, as if the rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open up my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK? Oh, that's his initials. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called The Marunouchi Vanishing. The language is complicated, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Marunouchi. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area, and then poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everybody kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horse shit. Wasn't until I met them, and until my encounter, that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of a woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear that chased me around, but I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found the missing lady's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes that looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was, either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. KK. Can monsters really live among us? These case files say that yes, they absolutely can. And do. According to this one... Hi, I'm Bun. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. A lady called me about a missing person who had vanished from the bathroom of her apartment. Usually I'd brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartment, I had a feeling there'd be more to this. Hi, NBK. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you guys had a good weekend. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turns out that I'm the only one who can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath, longer than usual, and so she went to the bathroom to check on it. Him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant, there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub, and there was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it. A reflection of a shrine shone on the water surface. I'll need to talk further with my team about this incident to see if these things ring any bells. I purged the black stain on the front door and then left the scene. Poor lady. What will she do now? What can any of us do? Yeah, I actually was not sure if this was a visual novel. I just saw it's a free download. Are we this child? I don't know. So far the narration has spoken for him. The Kirigauga vanishing. In these posts, the kid had found something, or rather someone. Is he referring to the kid? Because this kid is scrolling through his phone on these detective blogs or whatever. In these posts, the kid had found something, or rather someone. Someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of the a believer, just like Ryota. Social media would never lie, and that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert in all things paranormal. There's only one thing left to do. Oh, that was him talking. Okay. He said, there's only one thing left to do. Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm gonna ask this KK guy to help. I just gotta figure out where he lives first. Sagasu. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Ringo. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Wait, is this a dude? Hello, how are you? I'm not good and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend, Sosuke. Rinko sits up in her chair. She's zeroed in on one of the dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. Data flies across the screen, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow, through all those screens and all of that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eyes. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. Excuse me. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach. Oh. Yep, they should not be working at all. My bad. Thanks for calling attention to that. And boom. Okay. On-screen chat should be working. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say, but holds it back. Technology is easy. People are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan. Vengeful ghosts of bullied students said to trick other children into following them into the sewers, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I'd be keen to investigate. Though I speak purely out of personal interest, it might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Okay, so safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend that you wanted to look into. Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does. Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed? Erika's been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erika. Could be dangerous. What if something happens to you? Seriously? You still don't trust me to go outside by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Rinko might be the right not to trust Erika on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erika has shown him a maturity beyond her years. She gave Erika an almost sisterly look of skepticism. Is this entire thing just gonna be reading? Well, I guess you did say visual novel. You know it's not that. Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erika. But for all her maturity, Erika can't quite keep from pouting. Stop making that face. Besides, we've already got our own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look. I thought I would be able to, like, click on clues and whatnot. The stall is brimming as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. The silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. Oh, she has a red car keychain. Oh, he. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. God dang it. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Let me guess. Guess. I'll be risking my life and limb. That why you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up? You know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The day you stopped being a loner and hooked up with us so we could have your back? Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not fool enough to pretend this team isn't half okay. If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now, there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we've been looking into. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. You know what? You're right. Maybe Edgar should run to the run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're so busy. Whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info and I'll get on it. First, though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Oh. Gonna go over 100% on Steam. Why? Let me see. Oh, wait. Is there achievements at all? I don't think there are. And that's the joke, right? Okay, who do I need to talk to about something? I feel like he wants to talk to Ed. What up, Diggs? Oh, I thought... Okay, good luck. Ed, I'm betting you have a file on this already. Got a file on everything. Funny you say that. I have files dedicated solely to listing subjects that I don't have more complete files on yet. Want me to pull them up? Just give me the highlights. Unfortunately, what I know about the legend of the Manhole Girl is... so far as that she's just that, a legend. There may not be anything else to know. It appears to be a story passed around by kids at sleepovers. Wouldn't be the first time something like that it turned out to be real. If you're worried, maybe it's time I return to field work. When I wear my hat, I blend right into a Tokyo crowd. Funny. I would have never marked you for a Tokyo native. Then again, the place is absolutely crawling with tourists, isn't it? Thanks for the insights. I'll take it from here. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He is young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on the small bit of paper in his hand. After a couple folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. You've had a hot take about visual novels brewing for a while. The media that they are most similar to isn't novels. It isn't anime or manga either. Their format is closest to a play, if anything. What a hot take, dude. You better be careful saying that in a crowded room. Oh, did not mean to push that. Nah, I would still say they're most similar to a manga. A play isn't just read aloud by one person looking at art, in my opinion. But let's hear it. Oh, okay. This is like I think this is what they use to like ward away ghosts. As Ryoto inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadows. Oi, oi. What do you got there? Ryoto looks up. He's nervous, but clutches a paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. Uh... So, okay, this is the only visual novel I've played. So how come this isn't more similar to an anime then? Oh. Oh, never mind, you corrected what you said, so... I don't know, pretty sure they have different poses. But you get the benefits of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with a playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to the scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You a sorcerer by chance? Now's the time to tell me. So you really are him, huh? Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries, right? Maybe. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees the social media posts featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use those initials because writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyhow, that's me, KK, but I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. You wanted an investigator, kid? Well, you got one. I'm so glad you're going to look into the disappearances at the manholes. Here's the thing, I already made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few friends on the force, so I can dig up dirt quick. Keiki shoots Ryota a serious look. Not trying to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true honest. My buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota was bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back toward the alley. Keiki looks back and forth from the kid, then to the alleyway behind him. Alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. I don't know. I think it's kind of a silly thing to argue about, but I could see Diggs just been thinking about it and always wanted to express this. And I don't know, he makes fair enough arguments, but it's hard to agree that this isn't just like a slightly animated manga or something. But then again, this is the only one I've played, and it's not voice acted at all. One thing I'll say is, you choose when to turn these pages. In a play, you do not. Now that you mention it, there's been something spooky around, like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went. Alright. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place, with so much going down in the city. Some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front-page news. What? What are these options? I like the color red more. But green, he's smiling in the green one. So we're gonna go with that. I need more to go on, kid. Why you're so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here. But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone's been looking, but no one can find him. What about his parents? Have they filed a police report? I'm the one who really cares about Sasuke. I know he needs me, and no one else is even looking for him anymore, just me. He's lucky to have you. It's like when you saw crows circling above the building in one of the cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help. Really did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of my friend, Erika. She lost someone too, and she'll never stop fighting for them either. Alright, show me exactly where this Sosuke pal of yours disappeared. Here, ain't I? Let me check in with my team. See if they've figured anything out. Could save us some time. Does anybody know how long this is? I'm trying to, like, play a video game. Okay, let's talk to Erika. Erika, you're a natural when it comes to intuition. What does your gut tell you? I can feel something out there for sure. Something that threatens good people, something that he would embrace. The details aren't clear. I can only see the shadows of a vision, but that's not important. I know it's him. I know we need to act right now. Nothing else matters. We can't let another child disappear, another family get torn apart. You need to help him. There's still time. You know, kid, you're stronger than you have any right to be, and you got the scars to prove it. If we don't look out for people like Ryota and Sosuke, who will? This is our mission. Ryota, it's time to find Sosuke. 30 minutes? Alright, I can narrate for 30 minutes. Nothing looks out of place, but things are rarely what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding on to anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving. Like, he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. Yeah, let's say 50. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next will shock you. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand, down onto the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. Oh. Do we play as this guy in the game, I wonder? Don't answer that. Just thinking out loud. A strange trail floats into view, as though a spirit has passed through this place. Psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eyeline down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary. What happened? I don't see anything. Trust me, kid. It's good you can't see it. This is a power you don't want. And you're too young for it. To take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. It keeps getting worse. We're gonna find your friend and get you back to your life. Uh, KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats, desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them and... Monsters! We'd better find another exit. What the heck is happening suddenly? What the heck is happening suddenly? What are the odds of a new Deus Ex? I'll say hi. I think, Embracer Group is aware. Or if not aware, then at least I feel like, Eidos Montreal will ask for funding for it because they're aware that the fans want it. So I would say they're pretty high. At least more than 51% chance that it will happen. So it's like, if you say yes or no, you're saying yes. Okay, yeah, what is happening suddenly? Damn, it's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further. You want to believe. Dude, you should play Human Revolution. In my opinion, it's worse than Mankind Divided, but I still loved it to death when it came out. Or, not when it came out, when I played it. I played it a little late, because I never had a beefy PC until way later. I suppose I could have played it on console, but I never did. That'd be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered the final stages of affinity. From thin air, like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko. Oh, dang. We're surrounded? Uh-oh. Got a couple of dropped frames. Mr. KK, are you okay, K? Sorry, good. My mind can be a little hard to control. You just stood there for a little while. Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight. I won't be long. A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen. Computer setup. Ed's monitoring software has a hold of something big. The results are clear. Spiritual residue, and it's exactly at KK's location. What is it now? Fun fact, Eidos were the holders of the license for Hitman, which was licensed to IOI by Square Enix. Even after IOI gained independence, no clue if that IP was sold to Embracer or left in the hands of Square Enix. I will be right back, sorry. What the heck is GOTG? Game of Thrones. Oh. Oh my god. Even in my head, when I read Avengers, I was thinking of Guardians of the Galaxy. That's how caught up I am on Marvel stuff. Well, hopefully Deus Ex is with Ido still. I feel like Square wouldn't even care enough to keep it if they're getting rid of the company that made it. But I don't know. We just received an alert. There was a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing until we're able to send support. Can't wait forever, you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. We got plenty of evidence. I know that I'm getting in what I'm getting myself into. Remember, saving more lives is the only thing that matters. Erika feels it. I feel it. Hell, you don't need an affinity to know that life is circling the drain out here. Fighting back's all we got. I want to be there and help you myself, but I understand why you can't wait any longer. But just know you're my inspiration to keep going, like you did. I mean, do. Erika, inspiration can get you killed if you're not careful. Passion is nothing without strategy. It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use our own words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together. Keiki decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. Well, I mean, Ed has been keeping quiet. The hunger I have to solve this case is as good as any science experiment you could conduct to get to the bottom of it. Ed, how many times have my instincts been proven right by all your high-tech gadgetry? That's not something I keep tally of. The purpose of my work isn't to prove you right. But it happens all the time. I'm out in the streets, pressing into the darkness, trusting my instincts. I can't be waiting for you all to download a software update. I feel like you're trivializing my work quite a bit. Of course, I'm extremely thankful when I can assist you, but my primary goal as a scientist and a paranormal investigator is much greater than any individual day-to-day goals. And that's exactly my point. We all need to focus on what we do best, and what I do best is not wait around. We can all agree that you're no good at that. I must say, I quite admire your grit, and I do not envy the stress that a city like Tokyo must place on a detective who just wants to do his job. However, I would remind you, in nature, a lone wolf typically isn't alone for long. They are alone only until they find a new pack, or become prey themselves. That may actually factually be correct. Why did I have to say actually? I just added it in my own head. But sure as hell takes the coolness out of it. I can't disagree with that. Just try and act cool in the most responsible way possible. Our pack is stronger with you in it. I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of investigating. He never was like that attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions. You don't think I realize that? Erika smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her. One of the best takes you've read on this is that while Microsoft probably would have bought those studios if they were offered, especially for $300 million, they're most likely on a game studio acquisition freeze while waiting for the FTC to approve the Activision Blizzard King purchase, because they definitely don't want the FTC to see them as monopolistic. So just... uh... just theory for the sake of theory. Because it doesn't matter. Because it isn't Microsoft. Am I putting it together? Dang, they're everywhere! KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures, and to some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby. As he tries to speak, KK wheezes painfully. Ringo, what would happen if someone tried to touch one of those ether crystals? Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back. Might just make you even more miserable. Who can say? What about him? Did it grant him strength? Ringo nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out towards the crystals. Wait, stop! Stopping's not an option, for any of us! You don't know what'll happen. It can kill you! And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something. Dead. We're out of options. We aren't out of options yet. You've thrown away everything to fight those monsters, same as me. There's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point. Before Ringo can say anything else, KK reaches all the way out. Hi, daughter. Hello, daughter. He follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar streetlights and vending machines. Ah, my stupid nose. His venture into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover, where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly the origin spot for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. Did they take you out this way, Sosuke? Keiki looks around again, and finding nothing focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing specter hovering in this dark and dreary place. The spirit of a man in his 30s. A Jibakure. According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down here? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters, as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or. Maybe both. Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until I get some answers. I need to know, what are you doing here, specifically, at this manhole cover? Why haunt this place?
I thought it was a kid. Just a kid playing around, just having fun, alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe. So, just being neighborly.
Oh, so just being neighborly, huh?
Yes. No, not making friend. Protecting. But he wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't a kid, though, was it? There was something else. Something lurking in these shadows.
Did I die? I think I died. But this isn't what I expected.
What was it?
Monster? A monster?
The Spectre points downward. Underneath, huh? Keiki stares at the manhole as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the Spectre nod to know he's right. Relationship drama? Okay. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in front of the edge of the hallway.
Did you find anything?
Snooping around is detective business. You don't belong back here.
I thought I heard you talking to someone. Who is this youngster?
Only I can hear you, so don't bother.
Only you can hear me? Well, sure, nobody else is even here.
This is turning into a damn clown show. Kid, I need you to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you there.
Not safe. Not safe. Monster. But how do you know I'll be safe up here?
My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger.
Oh, weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy to talk to anyone?
Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services.
Who are you calling, mister? Are they nice like you, or nicer?
Client services sounds more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there. We play the hand we're dealt, and juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. I need a little support. Rinko sighs, a long, tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her. Aw. And I have the perfect candidate in mind. Well, she's the one that wants to come down here. Erika. She's the only kid I actually know and like anymore.
Hey KK, you need my help? I'll be there ASAP.
I don't need your help, but it can wait. I do need your help. My new friend Ryota, the one who called us for help.
Is he a little afraid of you?
What? No. Why would you think that? I mean, yeah, maybe a little. But no, that's not it. Although it'd be better if he did fear me, then I could do my work.
Yeah, you aren't really that scary. I think I get it. Let me talk to him. Huh? Yeah? Is this Mr. Ryota? Yeah? I'm so excited that I get to speak with you. I've heard that you're quite the investigator. I need help from someone like you. What can I do to help you? Well, a friend who is there with you, he actually has 2 missions. Since he's looking for your friend, maybe you could swap and look for my friend? If we share the responsibility, I'm sure that we can achieve success together as a team. I suppose I could try to help you, since he's helping me. Okay, but first, can you keep a secret? It's very important and related to this mission. Yeah, I'm the best at secrets. I won't tell you how I know that, but it's true. My friend is a cat. I put a tracker on her collar that says she is nearby you, in the alleyway by your house. I miss her dearly. I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but some of my best friends are animals. Your secret is safe with me. What does she look like? She's all black with white spots, and this is just a decoy to get Ryota to stay here and be safe. Can always use more cat pics texted to me, and maybe he'll give it a home that it needs. Win-win. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're at 51 minutes. Dirty water splashes under KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya's sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the drains. Yo, was that toxic waste? In fact, oh wait, I read that already. But the air, the air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way. How long has it been building up, right below our feet? Dude, wait, has Hubert ever talked about this game? How does he not love it? I remember Ben and Brad, but not Michael. Is it like this everywhere? There's definitely something here if there's this much corruption swirling around. Nothing I can't handle, though. Alone in the darkness, KK summons his power and... Hold X and trace the shape to clear the sewer of corruption. I'm playing on a mouse and keyboard, and I don't even have a controller plugged in, so it's a little funny to me. Just click on it. Oh! Oh! Nailed it. Oh no, it didn't work. Wait,
Am I doing it wrong? Oh man, I have to be precise, don't I? Oh no! Yeah. Cleanse the corruption, returning the sewer to its normal state. That's better, minus the sink. With the kegare now cleared, as if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears. Sosuke, is that you? Small boy avoids Keike's look, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground. Blip, blop, clip, blop. Hey you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding from something? Take a bath, take a bath. Come on, kid, this isn't the time to or place. Answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of Keike's phone suddenly rings out, the tinny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied. I'm close. I found Sosuke, but I'm worried. He won't... Down so far, the signal of Keike's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds, and struggles to make out what words they might be forming. Hello? Is anybody there? Ringo, is that you? Ed? Erika? Who is this? Got my hands full here. The call cuts out, the phone going dead in Keike's hand. Enough screwing around, Sosuke. Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up. Gonna have to start getting up at 5 a.m. to work out. Jeez. I've started getting up at 6. Just to exercise a little bit. And it's very little because I'm way too lazy. But it's better than nothing. Then I gotta get ready for work by 8. And yeah, it sucks. You're not Sosuke, you're the monster. Keike raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day long ago. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal. Ever heard of ethereal weaving, monster? Energy surges into Keike's hands, green light winding and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth and... At a stranger's fingertips lies Keike, now a prisoner. I need my subjects to remain calm, or else nothing will get done. Despite being captive, Keike flashes the stranger a fierce glare. So you son of a bitch. Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be. The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though clearly not simply for decoration. It surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to Keike and smiles. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away, huh? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space. For two much larger, far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge Keike. I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards. Okay, wind attack. Yeah. One umbrella visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. Yeah. Why would I use anything else when they're telling me what to use? Okay, I'm just gonna find out. Oh. Oh, cool. The fight now over, the sewer is oddly calm again. KK sweeps the space, looking for any clues that may be left behind. What would a pack of monsters manifest their evil here? But then he sees it, affixed to one wall of the tunnel, a wooden tag, sometimes called a kifura. This must be what summoned those things. KK reaches out to take the kifura down, but as his fingertips approach it, it's always getting closer to your birthday. No matter what. I'm just teasing, I know what you mean. Rinko. God damn it. Rinko! Erika! AK feels a big, quick thump through his body. Oh! When he looks down, he sees someone else's arm stabbing through his chest. It's horrifying. Black smoke rushes out of his body. Looking back up, KK sees a man wearing a Hanya mask. You're... As KK comes to, he realizes that he is in the tunnel once again. No, still. He looks at his chest. It's totally fine. No gaping hole, not even a scratch. Sweating, breathing heavy, his mind races. It was a horrible dream, maybe a vision. He grips the kifura in his hand. It won't let him get away. I won't let him get away with this. So hard that it smashes into pieces. At that moment, KK realizes he's not actually alone. Distracted by his fury, he had missed the approach of someone new. Who's there? Surprised, he spins to face this entity, but before he can raise his other hand... KK emerges from the tunnel to find Ryota waiting for the rest of the team. I've recorded something that I would like to share with you. You see, I've never been as comfortable speaking from the heart as others around me. That said, I'm no fool. I can understand what it means to show emotion. I know that it's not something easily captured, no matter how sophisticated the recording. So I've deleted it, and I will now do my best to express this directly to you. I'm glad that you're okay. Wow, Ed, that's deep. I mean, for you anyway. Yes, thank you for lightening the mood by mocking this moment of vulnerability. Anytime. All of my instruments, devices, software, they tell a story. However, it's just that, a story. It's not necessarily the truth. It's an interpretation of the truth. Data is, of course, malleable. And the story that was told to me when we encountered this alleyway today was, I'll just say, rather grim. I'm sorry that I scared you like that. Naturally, I've been prepared for numerous statistically viable conclusions. However, despite what the numbers tell me, I've never made a plan for carrying on in your absence. I don't know what else to say. I'm flattered, I suppose, that you don't want to believe how likely I am to die. I have backup plans for my backup plans, but you're in them all. Safely above ground, reunited with his team, KK turns his attention to the original source of all this drama. His young client, Ryota. You were never going to tell me, were you? Sosuke isn't your best friend. He's your dog. He's my dog and my best friend. KK steps back nervously as Sosuke tries to jump into his lap, tail wagging. Oh, calm down. He just wants to be pet. Jeez, who'd have thought that such a tough-as-nails former detective would have such a strong phobia around dogs? Don't have to broadcast it, alright? Don't be scared. Sosuke loves everyone. Maybe you should draw the line at loving monsters and following them into the sewers. Oh, that's why nobody reported it. Because nobody cared, really, that much, as if it were an actual little boy. Ryota hugs his dog and gets a face full of licks in response. Faceful. Is this a word? Faceful? A face full of licks in response. KK relaxes slightly, seeing how harmless this little dog is, but still keeps some distance.
Thank you so much for bringing him home safely, Mr. KK.
Mr. KK, what an adorable alias. When exactly did you start going to this new short name, KK? I suppose it has a fun ring to it, not quite so formal as your full name. Before we get too sidetracked, as the lead investigator on this one, you've got some paperwork to do, KK. Not sure what's worse, fighting monsters or filling out all these dang forms. It's obvious that you prefer the fighting to paperwork. KK scribbles out a few quick lines, only Ed can read them. Hey kid, this is for you.
Oh, it's a prize for helping you find that ghost?
Almost, it's the bill. Ryota's face sinks as he's left holding the check. Lucky for you, today's work is pro bono. That means free. Consider this your receipt. I'm feeling generous right now.
Ryota looks closely at the paper in his hand, and it says the case of the cursed manhole. Extermination complete. KK. Leaning in over his shoulder, Rinko lets out an uncharacteristically loud burst of laughter. Oh, I get it. You didn't choose the nickname KK. Sloppy paperwork chose it for you. There's a lot in this life that we don't get to choose. Call me what you like, not like I've got any use for a real name these days. Definitely not one of my old names. It doesn't matter what anyone calls me so long as I find that bastard. That said, I guess KK's not so bad. That was... I don't even know what to say about that. Felt like such a waste of time. But I'm sure these characters are gonna connect to the actual game. Which I don't know if I'm gonna start tonight, because I've got dinner in front of me that I want to eat. If I'm up for it, I'm gonna return with the actual game, but maybe not as well. We'll see. Thanks, people, for coming by. Hank, Diggs, NBK, M-Bun, and Jade. Maybe I'll see you in half an hour. Bye.